Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
From the land of lemons, magic, and neighbors who still wave, it's Voices of the Valley. Join hosts Jim and John as they shine a spotlight on local businesses, city council news, community events, and all the colorful characters that make the Santa Clara River Valley feel like home. From Santa Paula to Fillmore and Peru, this is your hometown podcast, Voices of the Valley.
All right, welcome to another exciting episode of Voices of the Valley.
Yep.
It's not that the episode is exciting, it's that you and I are exciting.
That's right. Always, right? Always.
I know.
I even lost track what episode this is.
You know what? If you go on to the podcast on Rough Edge FM,
Uh-huh.
it's season 2 and episode whatever. So he's actually broken it down by season. So we had 9 episodes last year, 9 of this particular podcast.
Wow. Okay.
So
All
yeah.
right.
So
we're like a limited series, like on TV, right?
we might be cut. Who knows?
So we're in season 2.
Yeah, we're season 2, and
average show's about 2 to 3 seasons. So,
I know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so we get picked up for next year, right?
Yep. So one thing that is interesting is I've had several people reach out
Mhm.
who wanted to hear our last episode.
Really?
Yeah. And I deliberately did not put it on certain websites just because I knew what the nature of the discussion was.
Correct.
And so people, I received several emails, and I actually ran into somebody downtown that was like, "Hey, where's the podcast? I want to listen to it." And because I kind of alluded to what it was about, and so it might be our most listened to podcast.
That's good. That's good. Maybe we have to be a little more controversial going forward.
Might be.
I don't know. So that's good though. It's good that people are listening, and give them something to think about.
Yeah.
And
we have a platform, so we might as well use it.
And it's just basically our opinions. You take it for what it's worth, but hopefully you can form your own opinions out of what we discuss.
See, this is Tim Eubanks' intro.
You're listening to 10 Minutes with Tim, where
That
Tim
was you
Eubanks
created, or?
talks about the things people care about in Santa Paula
I don't know why
that
it's
plenty of people notice. He's just the one
it
willing
mine or
to
not?
say them out loud.
I don't either.
Not all views expressed by Tim are those of this
Yeah.
podcast.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
But
It's I don't know, but it basically says that the opinions are not necessarily the opinions of this podcast, but they probably should be.
Yeah.
So-
That's right. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to. Obviously, we got a lot going on. There's always a lot going on, especially now that we're covering the whole valley. There's a lot going on.
Everything's ramping up. Everybody was kind of slowly getting into it in January, and then now it's February, so everybody's hitting it harder now. You're seeing a lot more meetings happening. You're just seeing a lot of activity. Everybody's gearing up for the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
And it's a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I would strongly encourage you to make your phone calls and get your reservations for your Valentine's Day dinner.
If there's availability.
If
now.
there's availability.
Yeah. So
And-
next week, right?
It's next Saturday.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And there's places like the Mountain View Inn.
Mhm.
They're doing a Valentine's Day dinner. I believe they're doing theirs by seating.
Okay.
I know other places like Park 1055 and Rabelais and the Glen Tavern. It's just reservations, not necessarily by seating. So
Yeah, they have to, because especially if they have certain specials and stuff, they have to kind of get an idea what they're going to have.
Yeah.
Who's coming in. So
Yeah.
most restaurants take reservations on holidays like that.
I would think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's definitely worth calling just to make sure, because the last thing you want to do is have Valentine's Day at McDonald's with your significant other.
I could see you
Oh,
probably doing that.
that's exactly where I'm going to be.
Don't you make your dinner?
I'm going to be in New York.
Are you going to be in New York?
I'm going to be in New York. I'm missing Valentine's
What are
Day.
you doing over there? How'd you get out of that?
I'm going to see my mom
Oh, okay. Well, you take your mom.
for Valentine's
to
Day.
McDonald's. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that.
She wouldn't expect anything different, right?
No, she wouldn't probably. I'm just hoping that when I get to New York, they have Wise cheese doodles.
I've never had those.
They don't sell them on the West Coast.
I know the company.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But Wise cheese doodles were my go-to food snack.
Are they kind of like Cheetos here?
They're kind of like it, but they're baked and they
Cheese
just have a
puffs,
different. Yeah, but they're definitely they're better than Cheetos. And so I had when I was working with Logos, my buddy, longtime friend back east, he has a chip distributing company, and so he used to, or he still does, he distributes for Wise. And so periodically he would send me a case of cheese doodles, and he would send them to the office. Well, one of my cases got intercepted by somebody on staff.
Wow. Okay.
And so I was waiting for my cheese doodles to come in, and I'm like, where the heck are they? And so I'm inquiring and everything like that. And then all of a sudden I get an email from an anonymous email with a picture of my cheese doodle, one of my cheese doodle bags, on a bed, tied up with a knife to it.
Wow. Okay.
And so they were holding my cheese doodles ransom.
Okay.
And they were like, you have to pay. And they were giving me all these instructions on what I was going to have to do to get the cheese doodles back.
Is it like a trade for like beef jerky or something?
No, they were looking
chips
for
or whatever?
cash. They were looking for cash.
Sure, that with the cash.
Are you kidding? These are my cheese doodles.
I get it, but you
So-
could order from the company, probably get it cheaper.
I
you
know,
So,
but
all right.
so then, so I refused their first request.
Uh-huh.
And because I missed the deadline, all of a sudden my office had a window that looked down on the first floor. It was like an open bay.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I see on the desk a bag of cheese doodles broken apart, and cheese doodles like it was like annihilated, like
That's
somebody
funny.
just brutally killed
Yeah,
it.
that is funny.
And it was, and then they were like, you have 12 bags left. I suggest you meet our demands.
Wow. That is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
This went on for a couple of, they would not give me my cheese doodle. I never found out who was behind it.
That's
And,
pretty cool, though.
There was one where there's a picture of a shotgun pointed at my bag of cheese doodles.
I would have demanded something else, like some other kind of, like you're bartering with something.
Well, I think they were looking for like a day off or a raise
your
or,
employees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but it was a fun time. I was a little upset because I really wanted those cheese doodles.
yeah. I
Um,
don't know if you know, I used to have a chip distribution company.
did you?
Yeah, back in my early days, right after high school, I worked for a company that did, for 2 years, they did all the private label chips you see like at the grocery stores
Yeah.
and all that. Did that for a couple of years, and I worked for a company called Eagle Snacks.
Oh, I know Eagle
Yes,
Snacks.
from Budweiser.
Yeah.
And so I had a distributorship there for 8 years. So I did it for like 10 years.
Wow.
Very familiar with the chip industry. So that was part of my 30 years in the grocery industry. So
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my friend Jim, he's had this business for, probably about 40 years.
yeah, they make good money.
Yeah.
I was making good money on it just till the company shut its doors. That was the only, but
He used to do candy and chips.
that's where there's money.
And so I would go with him on his routes sometimes when I had a day off or whatever, and I would just raid the back of his truck.
But just the ones who would make, you have all these delivery drivers you see in the back of the stores. The ones that used to make the most money as an independent was Pepperidge Farms.
Really?
They do the cookies and all. If you had a route and you were to get a good route, they'd make 6 figures,
Wow.
and they would work like 4 days a week.
Yeah.
But that was like the coveted route.
My friend is now up to well over 6 figures
Yeah.
with 2 stores.
Yeah, people don't.
He's
think
only
that-
got 2 stores.
Yeah, people don't think you make a lot of money, but
Yeah.
you can if you get a good territory and you just got it nailed down. Then yeah, you can make some really really good money out of it.
These are like major. It's kind of like the equivalent of a Vons or a Ralph's or something out here.
Yeah.
Back there.
Yeah, I was in my 20s. I was making some really good money.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Nice. I couldn't have survived in that because I would have ate all
Well,
the
problem. You end up eating
the
some
profits.
of the profits. Yeah. So, but I used to use the bags to trade for other things. Like I trade with the Wonder Bread person. I get my loaf of bread for the week.
Oh wow.
We would all barter with each other. So I'd sometimes go in the back of my truck and I'd find a box of something, and then they would open a box and show what they grabbed out of it, just so I knew what it was. So I could inventory it and stuff.
Nice.
So we'd always talk about it and stuff. That was before phones and all that. So we had pagers at the time. But it was good. I always came home with a bunch of stuff all the time.
Nice.
Sodas, whatever. So yeah, it was back in those were the good old days.
Well, so before we get into the topic that I was talking about, or that I wanted to get into, I want to say that it sounds like the Heritage Valley is going to start to ramp up, the Tourism Bureau.
Yep.
So they've got a new board, and so they're looking at things. So we'll keep our ear to the ground and see where that ends up going. But hopefully, I've always looked at it as, and we've talked about this before, that tourism is really, there's two parts to it. One is getting the people here, and the other is what do they do when they're here? Once they're here, what do they do?
Part two was the hardest part we had to work with.
Oh yeah,
we had to figure out.
Yeah.
And
so what's interesting, so I had a situation, a friend of mine who went to, and this is kind of the same along the same lines as delivering on what you promise kind of thing. That if you work on getting people to the valley and then you underachieve once they're here, they're not coming back, and they're going to be sure to tell everybody else that they know about it.
Yeah.
Right. And so this magician friend of mine, he was celebrating his birthday, and his wife bought him tickets to a magic show in LA at one of the theaters. Super excited about it. He's a novice magician. He's just kind of it's a hobby
more than it's a profession.
Anything, yeah. It's like he just likes to dabble.
Yeah,
he doesn't really go out and perform or anything like that. He just likes to dabble in it. So he was really excited about it. And the day of the show, he gets a message that let's see here. I just got to check one thing out. Anyway, okay. So the day of the show, he gets a text message that says the show is going to be delayed by an hour.
Right.
So they're like, okay, well, we'll go out for dinner. We'll just hang out a little bit more. We'll take our time. We'll relax and do whatever. So they get to the theater at 7:30 because the show was supposed to be at 7. So now it's starting at 8. So they get to theater at 7:30 and the doors aren't open. So they get there at 7:45 and the doors aren't open. So now they start inquiring. The show's supposed to be at 8 o'clock. How do we, when are the doors going to open? Nothing. 8 o'clock rolls around, still no doors. They did not open the doors till 9. So you start off being really excited and you can't wait to, see what this is all about, get into it. And then you give them grace for being an hour late.
Yeah.
And then they end up taking another hour without telling you anything, without keeping you informed. So now you're pissed off.
Yeah.
So you took this excitement and you now put everybody into a state of mood where it's like, that's it. I'm frustrated. I'm mad.
Yeah.
This better be a damn good show. Right. And so the doors open up at 9 o'clock, which means that there's still going to be a delay because it's going to be like till 9:30 or something before the show actually kicks in. And now you're sitting in your seat and everybody's huffing and puffing, and they open up the show and it's like very lackluster. No dramatic opening, nothing really exciting, nothing. It's just kind of like, we
waited extra 2 hours for this.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So people in the audience are yelling, "Start the show," and all this kind of stuff, and they're just getting infuriated. So my magician friend left after 30 minutes into the show because they kept hoping that it will get better. It will get better, and it's not getting better. So they end up leaving, and they go to the hotel, and they explain that the hotel is like, look, it's not we'll give you your money back. This was not our doing. They had access to the theater at 8:00 in the morning. We have no idea what was going on and why the delay and this, that, and everything else. But it wasn't like it was, if you expect, okay, it's this grand spectacle.
You see concerts
with huge, lighting and staging and huge illusions, like a David Copperfield production, right? So the curtain opens and there's like nothing, and a magician walks out and he does a small little trick, and there's no grand nothing, and so you're going, what the hell caused this thing to delay when there isn't really anything grand about the props or the material or anything? Why? And so it kind of made me think about how so many people, when they market, they create this massive hype, and then it's under-delivered. So instead of taking somebody and getting them excited about something and then overperforming and then being like, oh my God, this is more than I expected, they go in there expecting more and they get less.
Overpromising.
Yeah. And so, and it's such a dangerous thing because everybody is about we got to, really hype this up to get the people in there and all this kind of stuff. Well, you can only do that so many times before the word starts getting out and people are like, I'm not buying it.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
It does.
A lot more than I think people think, I've been to numerous concerts, and there's some that, the artist is great, whatever, the music's hot, whatever, and then they just are horrible in concert. Then they're divas, they have to, I've had one where one guy, it was like a bunch of people that were performing. Guy came out and sang one song and left. And I was just like, everybody was just like, why didn't he even show up? They had like 3 or 4 hits, and we're just like, one, and that's it? And he didn't even give an effort. He just kind of sat there and sang, and I'm just like, why even?
It's kind of like he's pissed off, fulfilled his contract, and
he actually had a hit during that time, and it was just, and he sang that one, but he had some other ones that were even bigger hits for him, and it's just like, everybody left like, what's going on, and it was, so I've been in numerous,
obviously like turmoil going on in the background,
something, but they just, and I'm sure it happens in all types of entertainment. So
and the thing is, though, is it's like the Valley has a very unique charm to itself, and it's got something that probably can't be found in Ventura County or LA County or anything like that. So it's definitely got that unique charm, but it can't be the charm alone that keeps people coming back. It's got to be the experience that they have once they're here. And so, and most people, when they're coming, are coming to do something.
There's a reason.
They're not coming just to, we went to the Valley. Oh, what'd you do? Nothing. We went to the Valley. It's like there's a definite reason why they're coming. I am like so super popular today.
Really? Wow. Okay. Well,
and everybody's treating it like it's urgent.
Well, it's always when the show starts.
I know.
A good example of a good experience is Ojai. People go to Ojai. They have their downtown, and they have their market, the farmers market, but you don't see any promotion. You don't see a whole lot of things. They advertise it's there, but they're not this big, huge hype, right? People go because it's a great experience. They love talking to the store owners. They love there's shopping and great restaurants and everything. Yes, they have Ojai Valley Inn. That's a big thing, but but the experience, and they're just like off the radar a lot of times.
And
You know,
and the reason why they're so successful is because they have such a huge reputation from people talking.
yeah, and you go to the. I mean, I don't go up there very often. When you go up there, it's a great experience. When you talk to people, they're friendly. They want to help you. You know, and you leave there feeling, okay, it was kind of a cool trip out there.
Yeah, we got to do this again.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, we've had that. I mean, recently went to San Diego. We had a great experience like 5-6 years ago, even longer than that. Like I remembered that. It's like, oh, we had a great time. Went again, had a great time. You know, so it's just that interaction. I think sometimes we miss that boat here in the valley.
Right.
You know, we've talked about it numerous times. It's like we can get people here, but it's creating that experience that's the challenge.
Well, and it's true even like with restaurants
Mhm.
and inns and things to do like our escape room or any of the hikes or not so much the hikes but the bike rails and all of that kind of stuff. And we still have the paintball
Striker paintball, yeah.
park and everything, right?
Yeah.
So promoting gets them there once. The experience gets them coming back.
Yeah.
So you can promote the hell out of something and have a really successful promotion and people come in droves, but it's going to be the last time you see them if you underdeliver on the experience.
And when I was with the chamber for so long, I witnessed that where people would come and just these businesses just didn't do a good enough job to keep them, give them that experience. So walk out, whatever, it's a restaurant, okay, whatever. But the other certain restaurants, they welcome you, they talk with you, they do, and downtown Santa Paula, there's some great stores that give you that experience. But then there's other stores there that don't. They just expect you to walk in, buy something, and leave. They don't really engage with you.
Right.
So, and that's every community. It's not just here. But,
No.
But how do we get them to create that whole experience? I mean, people come from LA and all surrounding areas to go to Robles on a weekend. You go there, it's all tourists.
Yes.
They built that reputation. They built a good experience there. They're one of them that numerous ones here, but they've created that reputation and that experience.
So at the Glen Tavern, we do tableside magic now every Friday and Saturday from 6 to 8. People are coming right now, and not because of the magic, but they're coming for the dinner. They're going to eat. And then they realize that, there's an experience that comes along with it. At some point that's going to turn and people are going to come because of the experience and they're going to get something to eat. So it's a matter of delivering that message to let them know that you're not just coming to a restaurant for dinner.
Yeah.
You're coming for the experience. And I'm amazed over the weekend. One of the things I always do is I ask people, have you been here before? Where are you coming from? And on the weekends, I would be willing to bet more than 70% of the people are outside of the area.
Yeah.
Like the valley, outside of the valley.
Glen Tavern does a great job at bringing people from outside the community.
Yeah.
There's a few businesses in the valley that do that.
And they have a unique charm about it because of the haunting. And so they have a national draw,
The TV
so to speak.
shows and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But they come for that type of experience.
Yeah.
And it's a cool place to go to. Now, the food is, they've had their ups and downs.
They have a new chef now.
Yeah. So, every restaurant experiences that. So it's not necessarily the food that brings you there. Like you said, it's the other experience. Going and seeing a cool old style hotel. Oh, great. There's some entertainment. They used to have, I'm not sure if they still have, a piano player that was there. He was doing that on weekends, and he was fantastic. Engagement and all that stuff, and people love it. You go for that experience because you want to see him play, and yes, you're going to buy food as well. So over the years they've had some experiences.
Sorry, we took over the piano.
I know, but
Okay.
but no, it has it.
He was good though.
Yeah, he's good. He's still playing locally here.
Yeah.
So, but he created a good experience for them at that time, and of course it's always going to evolve. And now you've got a good experience there for them too, and that'll evolve over time too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they'll remember more of that than they will what the food tastes like and stuff.
And honestly, if they have a good experience, you are given grace for not necessarily delivering in other areas.
The waiter might have an off night,
Yeah.
or they forgot something or whatever, and it happens.
It's amazing
Yeah.
how much grace you can get for something going wrong if you develop a relationship and you provide those people with something positive and like the experience, like we
Yeah.
keep talking about.
Mhm.
It's amazing how much grace people will give you for falling short in other areas
If they're having a
if
good
they
time.
feel like they're connected to you.
Yeah, they have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you been to a restaurant where the food's been but you had a good time?
Yeah, I had a good time, and I really liked the owners,
Yes,
and they took the time to come out and talk to you.
Nobody's ever going to be 100% on.
Yeah.
And they're always going to have some people get upset, but you got to understand, if you know the business a little bit, you understand people are going to have off nights.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. But if you leave there knowing that it was a great experience, I mean, like I'll use an example. You go to the Draft downtown in Santa Paula. You go there to watch a game, sports bar. You go hang out there. It's cool. Everybody's there cheering, talking, laughing, whatever. The food's the food. You don't remember the food. You remember, hey, we hung out, we watched the games, we did all that. It's the experience you get.
Right.
Waitresses were nice and the whole thing. Owner comes up and talks to you, like you said. That's what you remember. I mean, the food is the food. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah, we don't have enough of those.
Nobody's happy about buying a $10 hot dog.
No. But if that's part of your experience, nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
When you go to a sporting event, like a baseball game, you're paying, $10 for a hot dog, $20 for a beer, and you're like, you spend $30 on food that you probably spend less than $10 for, but it's the experience.
Yeah.
You're there, and you don't go very often, and you're paying for that experience. That's what people will invest their money in, is the experience.
Right.
You go to the Lake Pyro. What are you going there? You go for camping. You go for get on a boat, whatever. It's that experience that people. I think people are starving for that more and more now.
Yeah, because we're all running 1,000 miles an hour, and people don't know how to slow down anymore.
And there's an opportunity here to provide that for people. Hey, take a breath, slow down, look at your surroundings, beautiful orchards around, just a cool area, a lot of great historical things here. Stop, relax a little bit, look at it,
That's the kind of vibe that I feel like the Valley has.
Mhm.
Is it's like everybody is running at 175 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you get to the Valley and you drive 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that, here, even though you're 20 minutes away from all that rigmarole, you come here and it's an opportunity to just go.
Yeah, you look at the Valley, Ojai, Moore Park, Somas area where Underwood Farms is all. It's a slow down area. You just relax. And people we take that for granted.
Yes.
But people that are from LA, they come in, they're just like, well, I can smell the orchards.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what you. I smell
What do they smell like?
I smell orchards. The orchards. There's the lemons and stuff. I go, I don't know. But they're starving. People from those areas are starving for an experience, and that's the one thing we've always struggled with here in the Valley, was creating that experience as a whole.
Yes.
There's some people that do it great within each city or each community, but as a whole, we don't do a good job of that, and the tourism bureaus struggle. The term tourism bureaus struggle with that for many, many years.
And that's the
Yeah.
job, I think, of the Tourism Bureau, is to make sure that once they are here, that they direct them to the positive experiences.
Yeah.
Things that are going to make them want to come back.
Yeah, and it's not just about a restaurant or a store. It's like it's a collage of things, or a group
Right.
of things that'll create that. Because you can go eat downtown. I mean, we can go. I'll use the Draft or whatever. We go there, we have that. But guess what? How do we promote the stores around there? I mean, last
Right.
Saturday my wife and I, we were going to some of the antique stores, just looking around. And then we got food, but it was just hanging out, having that experience, and just slowing down and relaxing.
Right.
And
Right.
we got to do that more as a Valley here, and hopefully with the new leadership of the Tourism Bureau, they can kind of move in that direction. But it's got to be a collaborative effort, And there's people that are really trying, but then there's others that just have no interest in it. And those are the ones you got to kind of get to believe in what they're trying to do.
Believe in it, or make sure that people are directed to the right places.
Yeah.
and so that things remain positive.
Every community's got some great experience. I mean, you look at Pirate, even though it's small, they've got a lot of great experiences there.
Yep.
You know, so
All right. Believe it or not, that is our 30 minutes.
that was quick.
It was quick.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about everything. So
Yeah.
let's, keep going. So this was
That's important stuff, though.
it was good. It's a very positive podcast. Last week we were a little
Gotta
critical,
follow
but
it. Yeah, we gotta follow
we're
it
gonna
up.
go back and forth.
There you go.
But no, it's all good stuff going on. And yeah, we'll see. So is there
All
any
right.
specific event going on this weekend?
There always is. Check your local listings because we ran out of time.
Okay.
And we're gonna be dark tomorrow, next week, because I'm
Yeah.
gonna be in New York.
Okay. You got to bring me back something too.
I'll
bag
bring-
of cheese puffs.
I'll bring you back cheese doodles.
Cheese doodles.
Cheese doodles. I'll bring you back a bag of cheese doodles.
You got to do it. Yeah, all right.
So one of the guys I used to work with at Logos
Uh-huh.
was back east,
Uh-huh.
and they thought it was going to be me
Mhm.
that was going to do this training,
Yeah.
and it was him. So he came back with 4 bags of cheese doodles. He was so ticked because he put them in his luggage, and because it's not pressurized, the bags exploded.
Yeah. That's why when you go to a store, you see the chips. There's a lot of give to it for that reason. Because when they travel, they go to different elevation. They will balloon up and pop.
Yeah.
So that's why you always see a bag. You're like, oh, there's nothing in it. It's just what they put in the bag. It'll expand and contract.
Well,
Yeah.
those blew up, and he was
Uh.
not happy about all the cheese that was.
Oh my god.
So, anyways, we will see you in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, I'm gonna go back east, see my mom,
Good for you.
and I'm gonna slow down for a week.
There you go.
So
All right.
I'll take your advice. We'll see you next week. Sorry, 2 weeks.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.